Hey everyone! I am Catalina Lietlier and this is Francisca Martinez. Today we have an interesting video for you which corresponds to our Challenge 3 of our portfolio.
In this video, we will summarize the main points highlighted in the introduction of the book Critiquing the Teaching and Learning of English in Chile, by focusing on the challenges of teaching English to young learners in Chile.
Yes, and one of the central challenges is that while English is officially part of the national curriculum starting in 5th grade, there's been growing pressure to introduce it earlier. The idea is to give children more exposure, but the system isn't fully prepared for that shift.
Exactly. There's a mismatch between this early start initiative and the actual classroom reality. Many schools don't have teachers who are properly trained to work with young learners, let alone do so in English.
And a major issue is that English teacher education programs in Chile often don't include enough preparation for teaching in primary schools. Most of the focus is on secondary level teaching, where the content is more academic.
That's a big gap, especially because teaching younger children requires a focus on play, interaction, and emotional connection. Without that preparation, teachers often fall back on outdated methods. Lots of drilling and grammar, not enough meaningful communication.
Another challenge is how English is taught. Lessons often emphasize grammar and standardized testing instead of meaningful communication. This is partly influenced by neoliberal education policies, which focus on measurable results rather than real-world language use.
In consequence, English education in Chile is highly unequal. Private schools offer better trained teachers, more resources, and earlier exposure to English, while public schools often struggle to provide the same quality of instruction.
Also, young learners don't get much exposure to English outside the classroom, which makes it harder to retain what they learn in school. When English is taught in a way that doesn't feel relevant to their lives, it becomes just another subject to pass rather than a useful skill.
To move forward, the chapter suggests a few things. Improving teacher education programs with a focus on early childhood English teaching, providing more localized and long-term support to schools, and rethinking how English is introduced, not just earlier, but better.
Yes. If we move away from a test-focused, market-driven approach, and instead treat English as a tool for inclusion, we can create more meaningful learning experiences for all students.
In the end, transforming English education in Chile isn't just about teaching techniques, it's about making learning more equitable, engaging, relevant and age-appropriate for young learners.
Thank you for listening. We hope this encourages more reflection and action toward transforming English education for young learners in Chile. For further thinking and reflection, how would English education in Chile improve if it adopted a more holistic and student-centered approach, and how would these changes be reflected in society? See you in another video. Bye.